Hey, welcome everybody from once again a rather cold Port Shepstone, but it's really great just to be with you today. Thank you so much for joining me. I love doing these things with you guys. James 1 from verse 16 to verse 18 says this: "Do not be deceived, my beloved brethren. Every good and every perfect gift is from above and comes down from the Father of lights, with whom there is no variation or shadow of turning. Of his own will he brought us forth by the word of truth, that we might be the kind of first fruits of his creation." It's a great verse, great two verses in fact, that speak to us of a profound thought. Every good gift comes from God. Tells us that very specifically. Every good gifts, which infers there are some gifts that are not so good. They don't come from God. They come from the pit of hell. And they would appear to be gifts, but in fact all they're going to do is get you into trouble. You see, the blessings of God are only proven over the point of time. Sometimes they could look like just like God's blessing me, but actually in fact it may not be from God himself. But every good gift comes from God. So I want to pick up on the theme today that says simply this: that God spends a lot of time, in fact all of his time, looking to you, to help you, to encourage you, to equip you, to make you the person that he wants you to be, and to achieve the purpose for which he has ordained that you should achieve. Now, in order for him to do this, we have this sort of simplistic view, and I have this simplistic view, but it kind of helps me a little bit. You know, it's amazing to think that the God of all heaven, the God who created the universe, the God who has all power, that he can do anything he wants to do, would take time out to think about me. Think about that. That God spends his time thinking about you. He watches you every hour of the day. He's a shepherd who's continually caring for you. He's a shepherd that's concerned about you if you should get lost. It's incredible that the God of this great universe should care for people like me and you to that extent. And I'm saying that just blows my mind. I have a great ideal of being able to cope with a God who's indifferent, a God who's distant, a God who watches us and every now and glances down at us and just shakes his head and says, "What are they doing now?" I have a greater idea of understanding that kind of God. But a God that knows us intimately, a God that wants to have this intimate relationship with me and you, is just the most amazing, amazing thing. He cares for every detail of our lives. Now that thought should do something for us. Let me tell you what it should do for us. That thought should talk to us a lot about the issue of worry and anxiety and concern in our lives. That thought should say that if that is true, if God has got all the time in the world and the universe to care for us, because he's put the laws of nature and the laws of the universe into action so that he's able to spend his entire time. I know that's a humanistic way of thinking about it, but now he can totally dedicate himself to us. He establishes that Halley's Comet will come every 72 years and that water will be made up of 2 atoms of hydrogen and 1 of oxygen. And he set all these laws in motion in the world today, and they run this place so that he can spend all his time doting on you, watching you, concerned for you, watching as you go through tough times, watching as you have to face trials and tests. He watches and he's concerned. So the answer to your issue of worry is, you don't need to worry. You don't need to be anxious. In fact, Jesus picked up on this theme and he's saying exactly the same thing as I say. He said, "Why do you worry? Why are you anxious, running around over all your little pathetic little concerns? Don't you know that your Father is more concerned for you than he is for the birds of the air? And if he feeds them and he looks after them, the little birds and the weavers and the little birds in the tree, God is concerned for them. If that is true, so much more so would he be concerned for you." So think about that today, because it says here, every good gift comes down from God himself. We are the recipients of great gifts, are we not? They come from God. Let's make sure we thank him and honor him for that. And by the way, stop worrying. Have a good day. Bye.